Hi, welcome to Reading with Ms. Momo. I'm so glad you could join us today. We're continuing our series on Thanksgiving and being thankful. But today we have a real delightful and different type of book. It's one of the Pete the Cat books, and this book is a flap book. So I'll be turning flaps as we go, and they'll have surprises in them. So you need to watch carefully as we read this. I hope that you enjoy it. Pete the Cat, The First Thanksgiving, Kimberly and James Dean. And look, there's Pete. He's a pilgrim and a turkey and the Mayflower. Pete was nervous about being a pilgrim in his class's Thanksgiving play, The First Thanksgiving. Just do your best, his best friend Callie said. Pete said he would try. He was all ready. His mom had even made him a pilgrim hat, which was really cool. And look, there's the pilgrim hat in the flap. It's fun to dress up in costumes sometimes and be in plays, isn't it? Pete took his place at the front of the giant ship that his class had made of cardboard. Pete was a pilgrim on the Mayflower. And there's the Mayflower ship, and there's Pete as a pilgrim. And let's look at the flap. There he is. In 1620, a group of pilgrims decided to leave England for the New World to build a new life. It was a long, long trip on a big, big ship. All the pilgrims sang. And look, there's Pete and his friends. The sea was rough and very dangerous, and many pilgrims got very, very sick. And look, there they are, rocking and carrying on back and forth on the ship. Sometimes people get seasick when they go in the water on a ship. The dream of the new start in a new world made the trip all worth it. For more than 2 months, the pilgrims sailed. And on September 1620, on the 6th day, they set sail. They wondered if they would ever get there. And look, they went all of September, all of October, and then in November. So they traveled a long time. After 65 days on the ship, the New World finally came into view. And look at Pete. He's looking out, trying to see what he can see. He's at the top of the ship, and he's looking. "Land ho!" Pete cried. All the pilgrims did a happy dance because they saw land and they were happy. And there he is, land ho! The pilgrims arrived in the New World at Plymouth Rock in what is now Massachusetts. Everyone had many chores to do, like growing food and finding water. And look, everyone is working. All the pilgrims are working hard. And they build their shelters. They build log cabin shelters. The first winter in the New World was long and hard. They had snow and it was cold. But in the spring, the pilgrims had to decide whether to give up and go back to England or keep trying. What do you think they did? Did they give up or did they keep trying? The pilgrims had heard about the Native Americans, and many worried that they would not be friendly. Pete had never met a cat he didn't like, so he thought they would be kind. And there's a Native American Indian costume. And with corn, and look, Pete the Cat, the pilgrim, became friends with the Native Americans. And they shook hands. Pete was right. He made new friends in Squanto. Squanto and the other Native Americans showed the Pilgrims how to grow crops like corn, beans, and squash. There's some corn. By summer, the Pilgrims had learned how to farm the new land. And there's some squash. So they became farmers because Squanto taught them. By fall harvest, the Pilgrims had plenty of food. So, to thank Squanto and the other Native Americans, the Pilgrims invited them to share the harvest. And here they are sitting at a long harvest table, the Pilgrims and then the Indian. This celebration became known as the first Thanksgiving. And they had turkey and beans and peas and corn and fish and pumpkins. Pete was relieved when the play was over. He had remembered all of his lines. Wow, I never thought about how hard it was back then, said Pete. He's talking to his friend, and they're at the end of the play, and they take a bow. You did great, Callie said, as they bowed. I bet the crowd clapped for them and said, good job, don't you? Later at Thanksgiving dinner with his family, Pete said, let's all go around the table and say something we're thankful for. So Mom said, I'm thankful for my family, said Pete's mom. I'm thankful for my skateboard, said Bob. I'm thankful for the brave Pilgrims that started this new free world, said Pete. And there he's on the Mayflower. What are you thankful for? Remember, we talked about Thanksgiving is being thankful and grateful. And so I want you to continue to think of what you're grateful for. Maybe write it down on a piece of paper and put it in a bowl so later on Thanksgiving Day you can get them out and read them. Or maybe just tell people, thank you for what you've done for me, or I'm thankful for you. Or maybe you could do something nice for someone this Thanksgiving. There are people that are home alone. There are people that just need a friend. There are people that need to share with, just like the Indians and the Pilgrims shared with each other. And they had a wonderful Thanksgiving together. We need to learn to share and to love and to give hope and joy and peace to those around us by the way we act and react to things. So think about what you're thankful for and continue to be kind. It's always nice to be kind, but especially this time of year. May God bless you until we meet again. Smile and be happy. God bless.